All of my life, I have wanted to sleep alone in the woods at night. This has been a dream of mine. And there's one little thing coming between me and this dream all of my life. I am scared of bears. I mean, I'm really scared of bears. All of my nightmares have always involved bears in the woods. When I was a kid, in the closet, I had to sleep with a light on in the closet because I knew there were bears in there, just waiting for darkness to get me. But I didn't want to give up on this dream, this primal dream of sleeping in the forest at night. So I read a quote a few years ago, and it said, "The only way out is through." And that told me the only way to deal with this fear of bears that was keeping me from this dream would be to face a bear. Head on, stare him down. Now, there's a trail in northern New Jersey that is infamous among hikers for bear sightings. It's one to avoid. But I decided I'm going to go to that trail, and I am going to hike until I find a bear. I'm not proud of this decision because in retrospect it seems really foolish. But it tells you something about the state of my mind. I wanted to get past this so I could move on with my life. I went to the trail, parked my car at the trailhead, and started to hike. Somewhere into this hike, I come across some hikers that were coming from the other direction, and they said to me, there's bear cubs ahead. There's bear cubs ahead. And I knew what they were saying. They were saying, turn around now, run, save yourself. But I said, this is great. Bear cubs. They're little guys, and they're cute. And it would be a great way to get to know bears, without the fear of this thing. So I walk on, and I walk, and I'm not seeing the bear cubs. And it starts to get kind of late in the afternoon. I'm worried about getting back to my car before nightfall because I'm not going to sleep in the woods at this point. And I turn around, and I'm still on DEFCON 5 for these bears. And when you're afraid of bears, everything looks like bears. Tree stumps, boulders, rocks. Everything looks like a bear. And I came around a bend, and there were the real things. There were 3 little bear cubs. Man, they were cute. They were beautiful. And I'm thinking, I can do this. I can meet these bears. I can stare them down. But I forgot one thing. Where you have bear cubs, you're probably going to have a mother bear. And if there's one thing I knew about bears, it's that you don't want to meet a mother bear with bear cubs. I've read all the books about it, and you know that they're the ones that are on edge and really protective, and they're the ones that are going to get you. So, I don't know what I'm going to do, because there's the mother bear cub ahead. Now, there's my car somewhere down there. It's getting dark back there, and there's a mother bear cub who's looking pretty angry. I don't know what I'm going to do. I freeze. And at that moment, behind me comes another hiker, which seemed wild because there had been no one behind me on the trail the whole day. And this guy appears out of nowhere. I later learned he was a yoga master from India. And I say, stop, bears, bears. And he says, it's okay. If we walk with peace in our heart, she won't hurt us. And I said, really? He said, yes. He said, do you understand what I'm telling you? I said, yes. He said, can you walk with peace in your heart? I said, yes. And I don't know why I said yes, but I did. And I started to breathe. I tried to breathe peace and calmness into my heart, into this pounding heart. And we walked on. We walked toward the bears. And when we got right aside, as close as we would be on that trail to the mother bear, we both stopped for some reason. And I looked over, and she was looking at me in the eyes. That's the other thing I remember from the books about bears. You don't want ones looking you in the eye. That's a real aggressive sign. And I said, okay, peace in my heart. And I breathed. And I tried to smile and think, what would this yogi behind me do? And here we are. And the bear put her head down toward the ground. And I'm trying to remember from the books, what does that mean in bear language? But I hear this snuffling. I could hear her breathing. I hear the snuffling in the ground. She started to forage again. She went back to eating. She was standing down, and she had sensed that we meant no harm. And so we walked on. And with this peace in our heart, we walked forward. And we got way past the bears, and I turned around. I grabbed this yogi, this mysterious bear whisperer from India, and I said, how do you know bears like this? How did you know what to do? And he said, I've never seen a bear in my life. That was amazing. And I had trusted my life to this man's intuition, but I'm glad I did. It saved us both. And to this day, I think back and wonder why I trusted him. And I just kind of think, you have to believe in things, however little they are. You have to believe in something. You have to have some faith in order to walk on in this world. Thank you very much.